Hi everyone. I'm hopeful that all you will be fine. In the last session, we have discussed regarding the feature setting, that what feature we can enable, update, or modify using the user settings update API. Okay, I have described all the different sections inside the features and what options we have inside those sections and what license required to enable those features and all the stuff regarding the features in the last session. Okay, so we are keep continuing with the Zoom users settings REST API, and in today's session we will discuss, that I can say we will learn how or what options we have regarding the in-meeting features. Okay, that what options we can set or modify globally on the user settings, which will be automatically available those settings inside our meetings. Okay, so for that we have an in meetings section inside the user global settings. Okay, so inside the in meeting there is a bunch of options we can set globally on our account. Okay, so in today's session I'm just only discussing regarding the chat settings, what chat settings we have, so that we can set and we will achieve their setting inside the meetings. Okay, so basically, I further divided the chat settings in meeting settings into two different sections called meeting chat setting, okay, and another is a webinar chat setting, okay. And inside the meeting chat setting, I further sectionized that into two sections. The chat setting related to the host and the co-hosts, okay. And the second section inside the meeting chat, we have a called participants chat, okay. Either I can say participants chat settings, okay. Participants chat setting, okay. And inside the webinar, I also divided that chat setting into two different sections called host and panelist settings and the attendees setting, okay. Attendees chat setting. Okay, so let's start with the meeting chat first. So inside the meeting chat and inside the host and co-host chat setting options, we have the first field we can enable or disable, or either I can say modify using the Zoom users update REST API called chat. Okay, so inside the chat, we can set the value in the type of Boolean. Either we can set true, either we can set false. So if you are interested to enable the chat in meeting, then we need to set the true. And if we are not interested, either I can say we are interested to disable the chat in meeting, then we set the false. By default, this feature is false. Okay, and in meeting chat, regarding the hosts and co-hosts, we have called private chat. Okay, so inside the private chat field, we can also set the type boolean type value. Either we can say true if we are interested to enable that setting, either we are interested to disable that, then we can set false here. Okay, so this private chat will allow that all participant can chat or not inside the meeting. Private chat, okay. And in other setting, regarding the meeting chat for the hosts and co-hosts, we have auto save chatting, to saving chat. Okay, so inside that we can also pass the value of type boolean, that we can say true if we enable that, if we have needed to enable that, and we can also set false if we have not needed, are not interested to enable that, then we set false and their setting will be disabled. Okay, so this auto save chatting will be only work for the host's machine. Okay, so once the meeting is ended, then the all the history of chat will be saved on the host machine. Okay, and regarding the participants chat, in meeting chat settings, we have that allow participants chat with. Okay, so there are four different type of values, we can use any one from them. So we can either set 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so if here we are going to set the 1, that means we are disabling the chat for the participant. No participant can chat or participate inside the meeting chat. Okay, and if here we are setting the value 2, that means we are allowing the participants to chat with only hosts and co-hosts. Okay, and here if we are setting value 3, that means we are allowing the participants that they can chat with other participants also, and also hosts and co-hosts, but the totally chat history or the chat will be publicly inside the in meeting. Okay, and if we are setting here 4, that means we are allowing the participants that so that they can chat publicly or privately. That means we are allowing all the privileges to them. Okay, and another setting option we have so that we can modify or customize that setting called allow users save chats. Inside that, we can also pass a value of type integer, but that integer must be from this set. So either we can pass 1, either we can pass 2, either we can pass 3. Okay. So for option 1, if we are passing here option 1, that means we are disabling the saving feature for the participants or users. Okay, if we are setting 2 here, that means we are allowing the participant that they will be able to save the chat history if they have done some chat history with the hosts and co-hosts only. So if let's suppose a participant have done some chat with the hosts and co-hosts, that history will be saved by the participant or user. So we can allow if them that they can save this type of a history, then we set here 2. Okay, and if we are setting here value 3, that means we are allowing the participants that they can save all the history of chat. Okay, and in other setting we have inside the participant chat settings called allow users to delete messages in meeting chat. Okay, so inside that we can pass the value in the type of boolean. If we are allowing that they can be able to delete any message in the meeting chat during the meeting from the meeting chat, then we set here true. Either we can disable that by setting false. Okay, so that they will not be able to delete any message. Okay, so these are the settings in meeting related to the in meeting chat uh, for the meetings chat setting only. And inside the webinar chat settings for the hosts and panelists, we have so that we can customize or modify as per our use cases. The first setting or option we have called allow auto save local chat file. Okay, inside this setting we can set the value in the type of boolean. Either we can set true. Okay, either we can set false. And this setting allow auto save local chat file will works only for the host machine. Okay, that means once webinar ended, at that time automatically chat history or chat file will be saved on his machine or his. Okay, and another option we have regarding the webinar chat settings for the hosts and panelists is called allow panelists chat. Okay. Inside that, we can set value in the type of integer, and we can only set the value from this set. Either we can set 1, either we can set 2. So if we are setting here 1, that means the panelists only can be chat with the other panelists and with the host. Okay. So for the option 1, that means the panelists can chat with the host and other panelists. But if we are setting here 2, that means the panelists can chat with everyone in meeting. Okay, and in other option or in other setting we can modify using the users update settings REST API called allow panelists send direct messages. We can pass value in the type of boolean. Either we can pass true, either we can pass false. So if we are setting here value true, that means we are allowing the panelists to send the direct messages between each other. Okay, but if we do not want that setting, that we are interested to disable the communication between the panelists, then we can set this setting to false. And regarding the webinar chat settings, for the attendees chat settings, we have a setting option called allow attendees chat with. So inside that, we can also set the value of type integer number, and we can only pick the value from this set. Okay, so either we can set 1, either we can set 2, either we can set 3. If we are setting here 1, that means we are disabling the attendees to chat inside the webinar. Okay, and if we are setting here 2, that means the attendee will be able to chat only with the panelists or host. Okay, and if we are setting here 3, or I can say we are picking the value from the set called 3, then that means we are allowing the attendees to chat with everyone inside the webinar. And another webinar chat settings option we have for the attendees called allow users save chats. Okay, inside that we can also set the value of type integer, and we can only set the value from this set. We can set only one value. Okay, so if we are setting here 1, that means we are disabling this feature for the attendees, so that they will not be able to save any chat from the webinar. Okay, if we are setting here 2, means we are allowing the attendees that they will be able to save the chat history if they have done some chat with the hosts or panelists during the webinar. Okay, and for 3, that means the we are allowing the attendees to save all the chat history. Okay, inside the from the webinar. And in other default setting option we have regarding the webinar chat settings for the attendees called default attendees chat with. So inside that, we can also set the value of type integer, and we can only set pick the value from this set. Okay, we can set any one value from, either we can set 1, either we can set 2. If we are setting 1, that means they can chat with the host, or either they can chat with the panelist in the webinar. Okay, and we are setting here 2, that means we are allowing them to chat with anyone, everyone. Okay, and the last global option inside the webinar chat we have called enable. So inside that, we can set the value of type in boolean. If we are interested to enable the webinar chat, then we need to set here true. And if we are not interested that during the webinar the chat will be disabled, then we set here false. Okay, and now just let's start the API and change the few setting options from the postman for the demonstration. Okay, so just save this and start the API, open the postman. Inside the Zoom API we have user settings. So from here we are first going to filter using the custom query field called InMeeting. Either I can say, I think InMeeting is okay. Okay, so you can see here a bunch of settings we have, but for now we are only doing the demonstration regarding the chat only. Okay, so I think we need to open the settings, update setting endpoint also, and inside that we are just this demo we are going to change the InMeeting settings. So first we need to check what settings we have already. You can see here chat is by default true. Okay, and auto saving chat is false. Private chat is also true. So let's copy these 3 fields and change these values. So we set this to false. We cannot set this to false, but we can set this to false. Other, I can say we just only need to false the chat. Okay, we need to set this to false, and let's send the request. We have successfully got the response. Now request back the payload, and you can see we have updated setting, the chat is disabled. Okay, now just re-enable that. So we say true, and here we also modify the private chat to true. And then we can say private chat to false because that setting is already false. You can see here. So that's false. We need to set that to true, and this also true. Okay, now let's send the request. Request is processed successfully. Now let's get the payload back. You can see here we have updated chat to true, private chat to true, auto save chat true. Okay, for the remaining setting options I am leaving for you, that you can just get the code and test those. Okay, and if you have any query regarding this session, either you are facing any problem, then just share your queries inside the video comment section. Either you can share your queries regarding my any session, either you have any suggestions regarding those, then all those are most welcome. You can share those by my share contact details. So hopefully we will come back with another session regarding the user update setting API. Take care. Bye bye.